Nightcrawler is one of my all-time favorite X-Men, right next to Storm. A while ago, I wondered what it'd look like if he was in Marvel Rivals. So, I crafted him a little moveset in my head, and I thought it'd be fun to illustrate it and show off my thought process. So, what if Nightcrawler was in Marvel Rivals? Alright, let's start with the basics. Right now I have him here as a duelist with 250 HP and the ability to double jump. Pretty standard so far. I wanted to make him as this highly mobile single target assassin character, someone who can easily get in and deal a great amount of damage to singular targets and get out safely before taking too much damage himself. There were a few things I wanted to consider while making this moveset, specifically the other teleporting, sword-wielding mutant in the room. Yeah, the last thing I wanted to do was make him feel too similar to Magic. Hopefully I succeeded. Anywho, now that we've got that stuff out of the way, it's time for the moves. Starting with the passive, Touch of Brimstone. After completing any teleport, Nightcrawler will gain a damage buff to all his attacks. Each buff boosts his damage by 5% and stacks up to 3 times for a total of 15, with the buff lasting 5 seconds in total, refreshing the duration upon each teleport. His primary attack will be the Night Blades, where he'll slash forward, dealing damage in a combo in front of him. The first 2 hits will each deal 30 damage, the third will deal 25, and the fourth will do damage in a circle around him for 55. His secondary will be Nightcrawler will teleport a distance in the direction he's moving depending on whether the button is tapped or held. He'll teleport a shorter distance instantly if the button is tapped, and a longer distance over a course of a second if held. Every third teleport, he'll perform something called a Bamfing Blitz, where he'll slash the area around him on arrival for 35 damage. He can also teleport vertically if the jump button is held while teleporting. He'll have 3 charges in total with a V-charge time of 6 seconds for each teleport, and additionally, if he gets a kill on an enemy, 1 charge will be instantly restored. His first ability will be called Severing Slash. Nightcrawler will flip in whatever direction he's moving and slash with his blades in a cone shape in front of him. The move will deal 50 damage, but if the target is in the centermost part of the attack, it'll deal 105. Think of it kind of like that one ability Nemesis has in Smite, but with less range. You guys remember Smite? Man, fun times. Oh, and the ability will have a 16-second cooldown. His second ability is called Soaring Saber. Nightcrawler will throw the sword on his tail forward, wedging itself into the first thing it hits. If it hits an enemy, it'll be stuck in them and they'll take 20 damage along with being slowed by 20%. The blade will remain wherever it struck for 3 seconds, and within that time frame, Nightcrawler can reactivate the ability to teleport wherever the sword is. This counts towards his Bamfing Blitz passive and will activate it if it's the third one. If it's in an enemy, he'll do 30 damage upon achieving the blade. If he doesn't teleport within the window, the blade will return to his tail and the ability will go on cooldown, which lasts 12 seconds. It's also worth noting that if you use Severing Slash while the blade isn't in Nightcrawler's tail, it won't do the extra damage in the middle. Last but not least, the ultimate, Brimstone Ballet. After a brief windup, Nightcrawler will teleport into the air, entering a flight state similar to Phoenix's in her ult, or that vampire flight thing Cole McGrath does in infamous Festival of Blood. In this state, he'll be invincible and invisible to all enemies, with the only hint of his location being that the screen will go darker the closer he is to you. He'll have up to 6 seconds to choose a target, and once he does, he'll teleport behind them and drag them into the Brimstone dimension. The target and Nightcrawler will then stay there for a period of 6 seconds for a 1v1. While in the Brimstone dimension, Nightcrawler will heal 45 health per second, his Touch of Brimstone passive will be maxed out, and enemy ultimates will be disabled. After 6 seconds, or if Nightcrawler dies, everyone will return to where they were when the ult started. If Nightcrawler manages to kill his opponent in the Brimstone dimension, he'll teleport back to the battlefield high above everyone and dive down with their body, dealing 200 damage to everyone caught in the area. Like I said before, I wanted Nightcrawler to be this highly mobile assassin character who could do massive amounts of damage to quickly dispatch singular targets. I think the Touch of Brimstone passive does a good job at encouraging players to teleport often to keep the buff going and remain slippery to opponents, but also punish you if you get too overzealous with it, which will lead to you getting caught out and dying before you can get a kill. And with it, a reset for your teleport. I think Soaring Saber might be my favorite ability out of everything in this kit. It's fun and pretty versatile in its uses, I think. One can use it to escape a bad situation, engage a team fight, or chase down a low health enemy fleeing from battle. Severing Slash is an ability that can hit multiple foes, but is best used to finish off low health enemies. It requires a bit of precision, but if you can consistently hit it, you can take down foes in a blink of an eye. Don't forget about the defensive use either. You can also use the flip at the beginning of the move to evade an attack before striking, or use it as an escape by flipping backwards and using the slash to keep foes at a distance, giving you that one extra second for one of your teleporting abilities to come off cooldown. A good combo would be teleporting a couple times beforehand to ready Bamfing Blitz, using Soaring Saber to engage on a target, activating Bamfing Blitz, striking them with a few primaries, and then finishing them off with Severing Slash. As for the ultimate, I had a few different ideas for what I wanted to do. The first was the teleporting flurry attack like we see him use in X2 near the beginning of the movie, but I thought that was way too similar to Psylocke's ult, so I opted against it. Then I thought about how cool it would be to utilize the Brimstone dimension somewhere, and I thought, maybe I could have him banish a character to the Brimstone dimension for a bit and they take some damage or something. But I thought that'd be kind of lame and maybe a bit too survivable for strategists. Eventually I came to the idea of the 1v1, and initially I was satisfied, until I rewatched X-Men First Class, and oh my god, that scene where Azazel was dropping people out of the sky, I was like, wait, this is perfect. I need to use this somewhere. Admittedly, it's a bit dark, especially for Nightcrawler specifically, but I thought it'd be a cool idea, and like, you know, it's not like he hasn't done this kind of thing in the comics before. If nothing else, it rewards the player for winning the 1v1 and also adds a bit more team utility to the ultimate. Another thing worth noting is that a good amount of my inspiration to this moveset came from that one cutscene in the first Ultimate Alliance game where Nightcrawler was trying to escape Doom's castle. If you haven't seen that cutscene, I recommend giving it a watch, and if you have, you should just go give it a watch anyways, you know? Shit was awesome. Anywho, that's it. That's my idea for a moveset for Nightcrawler if he was in Marvel Rivals. So, what do you guys think? Do you like it? Would you change some things? Do you think he's too weak? Do you think he's too strong? I wasn't really trying to factor in game balance too much when making this moveset. I mostly just did what I thought would be fun. Who do you want to see come to Rivals next? Would you like to see this kind of thing again? I've got a few ideas for some other characters in my head, like Ghost Rider, Valkyrie, and Enchantress. So, if you're interested in seeing that, let me know. As of right now, the most recent characters who have come to Rivals are Gambit and Rogue. Rogue's not out yet, but Gambit is, and he's a lot of fun. So, yeah, I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.